pick a side, stupid. Pick a side. Pick a side, just pick a side, stupid. Pick a side, yeah. Pick a side, just pick a side, stupid. Pick a side. Pick a side, just pick a side, stupid. Pick a side, yeah. Pick a side, just pick a side, stupid. Pick a side. Pick a side, just pick a side, stupid. Pick a side, yeah. Pick a side, just pick a side, stupid. Pick a side. Pick a side, just pick a side, stupid.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. This week we are talking about Dolly Parton, probably the most important person to come out of Tennessee ever, besides my wonderful wife, Sarah Morgan. But other than that, it's Dolly Parton. I'm also wearing my Dolly shirt tonight. So raise hell, praise Dolly. That doesn't rhyme, but it's an important message all the same. So we have some great comics with us tonight that are going to debate all the most important Dolly Parton questions. Obviously, she's done a lot of music. She's done a bunch of movies, and she's philanthropic. Is that the word? And, had quite a personal life as well. So there's a lot to cover. And we're going to go around first and say hi to everybody and introduce everybody. And then we'll get into the debate. And we got some trivia as well that we'll do in between each debate. So starting us off, hey, Chloe Cunha, how's it going?
Whoa, it's going great.
Good.
I'm very excited for this debate.
Yeah, it's nice to see you again.
Indeed.
And you said before the show started that you don't know like a ton about Dolly, right?
No, I really don't. I know she sang about a coat and a lady. Those are two things she sang about.
Yeah, so it's like Dolly Parton and Cake kind of had the same musical career.
There you go. There you go. Exactly. Exactly. And she was in 9 to 5, which is a great movie.
It's a great movie, and it holds up well. I would recommend everybody watch it. Sarah and I watched it earlier this week to just get ready for the show. We also have our friend Christy Kilbasinski with us. Hey, Christy.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
very
thanks.
excited.
Thanks for being here. I like your background picture. That's nice.
Thank you. I searched the internet hard for a minute.
Hell yeah. And are you a big Dolly Parton fan?
No, but I have seen a special about her like months ago, so we're in to go.
All right, you're ready. Yeah, you're ready to go.
Ready.
Cool. We also have our friend Sean Rosa with us tonight. Hey, Sean, how's it going?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm great. I'm feeling good. I'm thinking I'm gonna send you one of these shirts pretty soon too.
Ooh.
Get a little color in there in this what's
Very.
Yeah.
I mean,
what's
I'm
the actor again? From There Will Be Blood.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Daniel Day-Lewis. Actually, more of a Gangs of New York vibe going here, but with this shirt, I think it'd be nice.
Yeah. I mean, you got to really raise hell and praise Dolly in 19th century New York.
Yeah, I think so. Are you like familiar with her music or movies or anything at all?
Yeah. I'm pretty familiar with Dolly.
Okay, cool. So I'll give you one of the more difficult trivia questions later. We'll test it out. And we also have our friend Vaden Jones with us. Hey, Vaden, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Very well, very well. Nice and settled into the new home.
Nice. Yeah, that's good. Any favorite Dolly songs?
No. Not a single one.
Just
I
one.
grew up in the South, but I was always more of a Reba person.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. I get it. Well, let's head over next door and ask Nova. Nova,
Hey,
welcome as well. What about you? Are you a big Dolly fan?
I'm a fan of her as a human. I'm not a big fan of her music. I did Islands in the Stream karaoke one day accidentally, but that's about it. That's the extent of my musical.
When you
knowledge of
say
her.
accidentally, did you end up doing it by yourself by mistake?
No, like
Okay.
a stranger like tricked me into doing a duet, and I was like, "What is coming on right now?" And I was like,
Okay.
"Ghetto Superstar, I know this song."
Yeah, it's timeless. You're ready to hop in with the old dirty bastard part, and then
Yeah, exactly. Always.
that it's Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. We also have our friend Jer Palappa with us. Hey, Jer.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. You have the Dollywood map behind you. Have you been to Dollywood?
I haven't, unfortunately.
Oh, you got to come down and visit. We'll
I
go.
know, I want to, but there's this thing happening.
I know. I'm not saying today.
Pandemic trips.
Yeah.
I'm not saying today, but like someday, you guys can come down here and we'll go to Dollywood and you can crash with us.
Yeah,
Have a good
would
time.
love to go to Dollywood.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. We went there and Sarah had been there a bunch of times and she was like, "Oh, you got to go on this roller coaster. It's like a nothing roller coaster. It's like, really slow and it's not scary, but like I went on it every year when I was a kid and it's like really it's like a nostalgic sort of thing."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, all right, whatever. It sounds lame, but I'll go on it." And then we went in and it was like really intense and she was just like trying to lull me into a sense of security that I didn't deserve. Like it goes like slow for a little while and it starts going backwards and inside in the dark. And I'm like, all right, thanks, Sarah.
Like her best songs.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll have to hit it up sometime.
Yeah.
We also have our friend Connor McGrath with us tonight. Hey, Connor.
Hey, Sean, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Yeah.
Excited to be here. Excited to talk about Sean Truce of country music, Dolly Parton.
It's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to all your insights on the subject.
Sure. Yeah. Whatever insights I have to glare from Dolly Parton from the random interviews and whichever part of the country music documentary, Ken Burns' country music she was in, probably like second or third to last episode.
Yeah, that's plenty.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's more than some people in this from the sounds of it. So I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, you're in the lead so far. All right, and we also have our friend Lloyd Legacy Sharp with us tonight. Hey, Lloyd.
Hi.
How's it going?
I'm alive and thankful for being on the show.
Yeah, and I like your background as well. That's like a Dolly Parton special, I think.
As close as I'll ever get.
All right, and do you know a lot of her music or movies or anything, or are you just hopping on for the fun of the show?
So I'm like a mix of Nova, where I'm not as familiar with a lot of her music, but all of her music that I have heard, I do like.
Okay.
So I don't dislike her. I'm just not as familiar as maybe Connor over there.
All right. Well, we're going to get into the debate. And, the fun thing is no matter how much you know, you can debate it either way. And sometimes knowing less is fun as well. And sometimes it works to your benefit. But it's going to be up to the crowd each time to decide on who wins the debate and who moves on in the bracket to face somebody else. So let's start with Lloyd Legacy Sharp and Vaden Jones.
Oh, fuck.
A rivalry that just won't quit.
Here we are again.
So Lloyd, do you want to go first or second?
I'm going second, Sean. God damn it.
Okay. So Vaden, you can pick from movies, music, quotes, personal, or wild card.
Wild card, always wild card.
Wild card. Okay. Your question is from Ken Green. And he asks, your romantic rival has beauty that is up beyond compare, flaming locks of auburn hair, ivory skin and eyes of emerald green, a smile that's like a breath of spring, and a voice as soft as summer rain. Should you just admit defeat or start angling for a three-way?
Well, I will never admit defeat, especially when going against Boyd here. So I guess you angle for a three-way, which is awkward to say with my girlfriend sitting right next to me.
It's okay. I support it.
Also, like, I don't care what they look like. I'm adorable, and I don't really care what they got going on. I got my own thing going on right here, and I'm not worried about it. So yeah, I'm angling for a three-way, and I'm glad I just got approval for that as well.
Well, I'm gonna do what it took the president 3 months to do. I concede. I admit defeat. But I have reasons. One, because I wouldn't really have enough experience in that department to carry a three-way in the first place. And anybody who knows me knows why that is. Why embarrass yourself? Quit before you even get ahead, literally or figuratively. Yeah, admit defeat. I know when I can't win. I did grow up in the hood after all, and I'm alive because of that reason.
Yeah, but admitting defeat is exactly why you're not going to win this debate. See, the experience takes over. And how can you get experience if you don't have the experience?
Well, I don't think that experience in a three-way is really going to be conducive to the future of my life. Then again, I didn't grow up in Alabama. So maybe that works for you. Up here in the Northeast, we don't need that to get ahead. Literally, figuratively. Concede.
Okay. Well, a lot of good points here, and we learned some things about people's relationships. And, you know, it's going to be up to you, the audience, to choose your winner. So head into the poll right below the video. There's a link where it says voting link. Just click on that and punch in your social security number real quick, and you can vote. And you can vote for either Lloyd or Vaden, and, you know, whoever gets the most votes will move on to the next round. And while they are voting, while you're all voting, let me ask this question of Chloe, because Chloe, you said that you maybe didn't have a lot of knowledge of Dolly. So this is a multiple choice question. So, you know, you got a 25% chance at this one.
Good.
Okay. So your question is, how many #1 hits has Dolly had on Billboard's country music chart? And your options are A, 0, B, 3, C, 7, or D, 25.
I am gonna go with 25 because she's
So-
had a long career. And I only know like 3 of her songs, but I bet there's more. So that's my guess.
All right. So you said 25, and the correct answer is 25. That's right.
Nice.
So, hey, you know, off to a great start here. And you know even more about Dolly than you thought.
Hell yeah. She does have more than 3 songs. Nailed it.
All right. So the results are in from the first matchup here. And our winner in the first one is Vaden Jones. So Vaden will be moving on.
Take
to the
that,
next
Roy.
round.
He did concede, to be fair.
He did concede. I like to think everyone was voting for my three-way.
Everybody's rooting for you.
Yeah.
All right. Our next matchup is between Connor McGrath and Christy Kilbasinski. So, Connor, do you want to go first or second?
I'll take first.
Okay. And what category would you like? You can pick from music, movies, quotes, or personal?
I'll do movies.
Movies. Okay, great choice. So your question is, would you rather work as a secretary at a 9 to 5 or run the best little whorehouse in Texas?
Obviously, the obvious choice is to run the best little horror house in Texas. Legality aside, I think it's a position of power. It's a position of respect. You aren't getting harassed by a chauvinistic Dabney Coleman. I believe that's who her boss was. 9 to 5. I haven't seen it. I saw 20 minutes on Comedy Central back in the early 2000s. But a whorehouse, it's the world's oldest profession. It's the most reliable profession. If you're a secretary, you never know what kind of whims your boss is going to have. He could just get sick of you and fire you. But people always need madams. People always need little whorehouses, especially little towns in Texas that are repressed. There's a lot of religious angst going on, and people need to vent off some steam. So I think running the best little whorehouse in Texas is a very respectable position. It's almost as respectable as being the owner and operator of Dolly, Dollywood. So yeah, that's my time. Here's my watch.
Well, I mean, it's obvious that I would want to be a secretary working 9 to 5, barely getting by, but I'd do it, right? I'd have friends with Lily Tomlin and the other one, Jane Fonda, right? I'd start a movement. I'd be able to use my nails as a musical instrument. Who wouldn't want to be that? That's what I would want to be. I would not want to be running a whorehouse, letting things fly. That's what I think. That's my time.
Well, who wouldn't want to be a secretary? Most people wouldn't want to be secretaries unless you have impeccable typing skills. Being a secretary isn't fun. You're always getting stuff piled and piled upon your desk. Whereas if you run a whorehouse, you're piling things on top of people or on bottom of people or whatever. So I don't know. Yeah, you're a dream maker. You make people's dreams come true. As a secretary, you just get bossed around. So I would say, yeah, whorehouse all the way.
I'd rather be inundated with paperwork than with dicks. That's what I'm saying here. Okay. I want to move ahead. I want a nice career. I want to be thought of as a whore. And besides, like I said before, I'm part of a movement. I'm liberating women one little type at a time. That's what I would do. All right, that's all I've got on that.
Time. All right. So, hey, a lot of great points here, but it's going to be up to you to choose your winner. So head into the link below where it says voting link. Just click on that, and you can vote for either Connor or Christy, whoever you think won, or you can even just like on your own think like, oh, which one would I rather do, and vote for that side of it. I mean, it's up to you. You vote however you want. It's your vote. You do with it what you want. And while everybody's voting, why don't we do another trivia question? And I'll ask this one of Lloyd. So Lloyd, I have a question for you here. It's in the movie Rhinestone, what actor does Dolly try to turn into a country music star? So one of these actors is in the movie, and she thinks that she can turn him into a country music star. So your options are A, Burt Reynolds, B, Chris Christopherson, C, Christopher Walken, or D, Sylvester Stallone?
I should know this based on last week. It's either the first one or the last one. Fuck. Sylvester Stallone?
That is correct.
What?
Yeah. Yep.
I'm stunned to hear that.
Yep. In the movie Rhinestone, Sylvester Stallone plays a New York City cabbie that Dolly Parton claims she can turn into a country music star. and it's Dolly and Stallone together in the movie. And Sarah and I tried to find this to watch it this week, and you can't find it. I mean, you can on eBay, but you're gonna pay like $40 or something.
I knew it was either Burt or Rocky. I knew it was one of the two.
Yeah, I mean, Burt Reynolds and Dolly Parton feel like they should be in a movie together, right? And probably because they are, but it also sounds like a good matching. But you're right, Lloyd. There you go. One point for you for the correct answer. And the results are in from this last matchup, and our winner of this round is Connor McGrath. So Connor will be moving on to the next round. And our next matchup is between Jer Palapple and Nova Mangini. So, Jer, would you like to go first or second?
I'll go second.
Second. Okay. So, Nova, you can pick from, let's see, music, quotes, or personal.
I'm going to go with personal.
Personal. Okay. So, your question is for May Keith, and what she wants to know is what is the cooler thing to have named after you? A theme park or the first cloned sheep?
That's pretty tough. But I mean, isn't the sheep more of a reference to her boobs in the first place? I'm going to go with the theme park because theme parks are pretty wonderful. Especially if you have any input into what goes into the theme park. Like if you could pick the rides, the restaurants, maybe you put clone sheep in there and then you could have clone sheep named after you in your theme park. It's a little bit more all-encompassing than just the sheep itself. And I feel like people won't know necessarily that the sheep was named after you, but they'll always know the theme park that is in your image.
True. Jer.
Obviously, I have to go with the sheep because it is science-based and she's all about learning. That's what Dolly Parton's all about. That's why she gives away all those books to those kids. Also, yeah, I don't know if the sheep had anything to do with her boobs, but if it did, hey, you know what? You had notable enough boobs that some scientist was like, let's make a sheep and name it after some titties. That doesn't happen every day. Scientists have all these chances to name a million things. They can name stars or whatever that they discover. That I can't even think of another one that would be related to boobs. But the sheep, absolutely. And I think that's what I would want my legacy to be. Theme park, that's a work. That's work. That's people hiring people to work on machines and build new attractions. But sheep, that's going to go in textbooks, and they'll have to put a picture of you next to the sheep. In addition to pictures of you from your other accomplishments.
Okay, but you know what I could have in my theme park? I could have a whole titty village in my image. So I could have a sheep village with sheep named after me. I could have titty village where it's titties in my honor. I could have whatever I want in this theme park. I could design it to be anything that represents me as a person. Whereas a sheep, I'm sorry, they're not going to put my image next to the sheep in the textbook. It would just be my name. Anything that's ever been named after anybody in a textbook doesn't usually have their face unless you go to Wikipedia. So the biggest legacy you're going to have, even if it ends up abandoned and dilapidated, is going to be a theme park.
They don't normally include the picture of the person being named after the thing unless it's Dolly Parton. Then it's completely worth having. Also, I mean, if I were Dolly Parton and I wanted to make a world that's based around my life, I have a bajillion songs, a literal bajillion. They had to remake a new number for the number of songs that she's written about her own life. So that legacy is secure. Just get the sheep because no one else is going to get that. Mickey Mouse has a theme park. Mickey Mouse doesn't have a sheep.
All right, a lot of good points here, but once again, it's going to be up to you, the audience, to choose your winner here. So if you go into the link right below the video in the description on YouTube and click on that where it says voting link, And you can head in and vote for either Nova or Jer, and one of them will be heading on to the next round. And we're getting messages about Dolly Parton's Wikipedia page. Per Dolly the sheep, the sheep's Wikipedia page on Dolly's name, Wilmot stated Dolly is derived from a mammary gland cell, and we couldn't think of a more impressive pair of glands than Dolly Parton's. Okay, well, that's something. Here we go. The next trivia question I would ask of Christy Kilbasinski. All right. The question here is so Dolly Parton runs a charity that gives children free books from when they're born up to age 5. And your question is, what is the name of this program? And your options are A, Books for Babies, B, Southern Studies, C, Imagination Library, or D, Dolly Delivers.
I feel like I'm going to be the first one to get the trivia question wrong. I literally have no idea. I'm going to, because it has her name in it, I'm going with Dolly Delivers. I don't.
Okay. Let me see. Dolly Delivers. I mean, it's a good guess because it has her name right in there. And
Right there.
I did say that she provides these books to them, but she doesn't actually hand deliver them. It is the correct answer is actually C, Imagination Library.
I was never going to get that.
It would be nice if she just like delivered them right to your house.
Right.
You know, but that, I think she's had something like 100 million books delivered. So that would be like a lot of, she'd have to be like a country singer and also Santa Claus. Like the timing.
Look, if anybody could do it, it's Dolly. So.
Yeah, I mean, true. You know, praise Dolly. Yeah. I agree. But yeah, so that's the that's one of her charities. And the results are in from our last matchup, and the winner is Jer Palapple. So Jer will be moving on to the next round. And our next matchup, and the final matchup of round 1, will be Chloe Cunha versus Sean Rosa. So, Chloe, do you want to go first or second here?
I'll go second, please.
Second. Okay. So, Sean, you can pick from music or quotes.
I'll go music.
Music. Okay. Your question is, if someone was going to write a song about you, what would you rather it be titled? And these are both titles of Dolly Parton songs, obviously. Would you rather it be called I Will Always Love You or Here You Come Again?
As somebody who looks like he could have been a guy that Dolly Parton wrote a song about, not one of the memorable ones, but a song nonetheless. I'm gonna have to go with Here You Come Again, because I Will Always Love You. That's a breakup song. That is like a, hey, you're too good for me. I gotta go. But I will always love you. Here You Come Again. It's just like, ugh, like that. I think that should be everybody's disposition towards me. It's like, ugh, this guy again. That's it.
Well, I'm gonna go with I Will Always Love You, precisely because it's a breakup song. Obviously I'm hooking up with Jolene now, right? I mean, we all know that's the one song everybody knows. She's real sad that I'm off with Jolene having a nice old lesbian time. I guess in this scenario, she's also gay or queer, bi or whatever. But that's nice. It's like me and Jolene can listen to the song and be like, oh, well, she's sad, but it's a nice song. And then maybe we can mend fences and become a throuple. I don't know. Like, listen, the life is full of possibilities. I'm just horny for Dolly Parton. And I would like her to always love me. I think that would be nice, you know? Because if you have Dolly's love, it's like, that's like God's love. That's up there, you know? If God had big boobs.
Time.
Listen, you're not reading the Bible closely enough if you don't think God doesn't have big boobs. But as the fact that both of us kind of fit the description of Jolene from that first verse, eyes of emerald green, auburn hair, voice soft like summer rain. Are your eyes green, Chloe? It's been so long. But well, then I'm more like Jolene than you, and you need to get out of here, Jolene, because you're not taking my man.
Well, right, but see, I'm the one who's hooking up with Jolene, which means, per the logic of the song, I guess we're hooking up now, Sean, which is fun. You know, life is full of mysteries. I don't know. I thought I was a lesbian, but you do have a really luscious beard, and you know, why not? Let's you know, life's a wild ride. Let's do it. We should let Dolly Parton back into our throuple. She's sad. She's sad, Sean. Let's let her back in. Yeah, I don't know. It's nice to have a little love, you know?
All right. So many good points here, but there's no way that I could decide on a winner. It's going to be up to you all to choose your champion here. So head into the voting link right below the video on YouTube and just vote for your favorite, whether it's Chloe or Sean. And while people are voting, we can do another trivia question with Nova. So, Nova, I have a question for you about Dolly. This has to do with the movie that she was in called Wild Texas Wind. Are you familiar with it at all?
Never heard of it until you just said it.
Okay. So in this movie, Dolly's character finds herself in an abusive relationship with her band's manager. So my question is, who played her romantic interest and live-in boyfriend that was abusive towards her? Was it A, Gary Busey, B, Gilbert Godfrey, C, Clint Eastwood, or D, Vin Diesel?
Oh, these are all terrible. This is so terrible. Oh my God. What year is this from? Can I know that?
This movie, I believe, was made in 1991.
I'm gonna go with a solid Gary Busey.
That is correct. Gary Busey.
It
It's
just
actually
seemed like his year.
Yeah, it was. It was the same year as Point Break. So, which incidentally, Gary Busey only was able to book because nobody had seen him hit Dolly before that. Once he was in a movie where he was abusive to Dolly Parton, everybody went, "Fuck Gary Busey. We're done with that guy." And that's the story of his career decline. There might have been other factors. I don't know.
I want to blame it on that though. I like that.
Yeah, it's a fun one. Okay. So the votes are in, and our winner of this round is Chloe Cunha. So Chloe is moving on.
But really, we all won, I think.
Yeah, we always do. So the next matchup, and we're on to round 2 now, and we got 4 comics left. So this next matchup will be between Connor McGrath and Vaden Jones. So Connor, it'll be up to you whether you want to go first or second.
I'll go first.
First, okay. And we're on a new round, so you can pick any category you want: movies, music, quotes, personal, or wild card.
I'll go personal.
Personal, okay. So your question is, what's the more impressive gift that Dolly has given to the world? Is it the 100 million books that she's given to children, or the song Jolene?
I would say This is a tough one. As great as the song Jolene is, I believe it was covered by the White Stripes, so it's reached a whole second generation of songs. Books, you can read one of the many books about Dolly Parton and the recording of Jolene. You can read books about her contemporaries, Loretta Lynn, Willie Nelson, the White Stripes, the Vines, Strokes. Wait, the Vines? Did I say the Vines? I meant I don't think there's any books about the Vines. Early 2000 Australian garage group, the Vines. If there is, there might be. You can publish your own books these days. And so, I mean, she must have 100,000. Like, it's probably like a lot, like so many different books. I can't name 100,000 books off the top of my head. Jolene's a great song, but is it even her best song? I mean, arguably, but I don't know. And you know, it's important to help the kids. Jolene doesn't help the kids.
Well, you could say that, yeah, sure, giving kids a bunch of books is a great gift to the world. But we all know that Dolly's greatest gift to the world is her beautiful voice, which she uses to sing the song Jolene. And had she not made such a wonderful song, which is covered by so many various artists even today, those kids would have never gotten those books in the first place. You gotta get the royalty money to get the books to give to the kids. So right off the bat, just her amazing voice, which she uses to sing the song Jolene, is the true gift. But per the question, the song Jolene is her greatest gift to the world thus far.
I mean, Jolene's a great song, provocative song, good song about gender politics. I will admit, but there's all sorts of different styles of books. You know, there's probably, you know, audiobooks narrated by Dolly Parton. Just so many different ways that she's helped the poor illiterate children of the Deep South, you know, gain a knowledge beyond their own world. She's helped them out, and maybe she's given them books about Australian garage rock band The Vines.
Well, since we went over the book giving earlier, she only gives them out to kids like up to 5 years old, and I don't think they understand the subtle nuances of social climate as such. But thank you for raising that point also, breaking down social barriers with a single song as well. Very impressive. Greatest gift, again, that beautiful voice. Jolene. No brainer.
All right, a lot of great points here, and you know, I have my opinion, but I'm gonna vote in the app. So head into the link right below the video on YouTube and vote for your favorite here, whether it's Vaden or Connor. And while people are voting and letting us know how they feel about it, let's do another trivia question. And this one I would ask of Sean Rosa.
Oh.
Hey, Sean, have you ever seen the movie 9 to 5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, then this is going to be a very easy question for you. But let me get through all of the multiple choice possible answers before you answer. So the question is, in the film 9 to 5, Dolly Parton smokes a joint with some friends and imagines what? A, quitting her job to pursue a music career. B, killing her boss. C, opening a weed dispensary. Or D, being abducted by aliens. That's all of the potential answers.
Well, I mean, if you hadn't seen 9 to 5, you would think that the obvious answer is Dolly becomes Dolly. But that is not the obvious answer. The obvious answer is she kills her boss.
That is correct. In the movie 9 to 5, Dolly Parton and Lily Tomlin and the other one, as it was so
The other one.
earlier, Jane Fonda, they smoke a joint together, and they all kind of go through the scenario in which they imagine how they kill their boss. So that is correct. One more point to Sean Rosa. And yeah. This the results are in from the last debate, and it looks like Vaden Jones is moving on to the final round. So now to find out who will face Vaden in that last round, and it's going to be between Chloe Cunha and Jer Palapple. So Chloe, would you like to go first or second?
I'm going to go second again, please.
Second, okay. Jer, you can pick from anything except for personal. So music, movies, quotes, or wild card.
Music.
Music. Okay. So your question is, would you rather have 25 number one hits on the country music chart, or have the number one, like overall number one song at number one for 14 weeks, which was the record at the time, but someone else is singing your song?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I gotta go with the 25 number ones on the country charts because country is a cutthroat business, and it's really hard to excel at that, especially for 25 number one hits. That's not even counting however many hits didn't go to number one. So it's just ubiquity all the way around in this little corner of the world that's fascinating and beautiful. And you could go for the big thing for 14 weeks, but how long is really 14 weeks? No one knows. No one can ever figure that one out. So it's just like, what, and someone else is going to sing this song? Oh, whatever. If they have a better voice, what, it's Whitney Houston? Whatever. No, I'm going to go with the thing that's my voice singing my songs with my manager, Cole Porter, who's abusive.
Okay, well, I am gonna go with the 14 weeks, someone else singing my song, and I'm gonna explain why. You would think, but someone else singing your song, that's a bummer. But no, listen, here's the thing. I am very bad at singing. If I were to have a hit song for 14 weeks with my own voice, it would be a very mean, elaborate prank. It would be like what's happening with Wall Street, except everyone agreeing, like, "Ooh, let's listen to Chloe's song so she thinks she has a nice voice." You know what I mean? That the analogy does not hold. I just wanted to be, contemporary. But the point is, I would so much someone else use their beautiful voice than have everybody make fun of me by being like, "Oh yeah, Chloe, you're top right now. We love your voice." Wink.
That's all well and good, but when Dolly Parton started, people didn't like her voice because she replaced the singer that was with Porter Wagner, who was a lot better liked at the time. And then she overcame that and got 25 fucking number ones on the country charts. That's incredible. That's a story that's worth a movie that didn't get made. That is certainly not The Bodyguard, but it's a wonderful story, which I think is better than just waiting 30 years and then cashing a bunch of checks, which is also admirable. But it's not the same as having your own number ones to your name. And you know what? At that point, I would probably have a bunch of rooms in my house that need things on the walls, and 25 gold plaques fits the fucking the T.
Well, I'll have you know that waiting 30 years and cashing a bunch of checks is my plan for the $50 AMC stock I bought. So fingers crossed. But no, truly, the thing is, that's a very inspiring story. Dolly actually has a good voice, though, and I don't. I would like to remind everybody, I sing like a tortured cow. It's a bad time. No one wants to hear me sing. So it's a different scenario if it's me. Dolly, that's a nice time. Me, no, no, no.
Did Chloe get 2 rebuttals?
What? I thought that she went.
No, I think that was my second one. I just say a lot in a short period of time.
Yeah, I think, Jerry, you picked the category of music, right?
Yeah. And then I went first.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I do lose track of these things sometimes, though.
That
So it
has
is not.
happened.
It has definitely happened. I mean, it's happened both ways, where somebody's like gotten an extra one, and then other times where I've just been like, okay, so our winner.
Wait.
You know, I really know how to throw the wrench in the works sometimes at a nice live show with a nice audience. Just hey, let's bring it all to a screeching halt. Okay, hey, time for you, the audience, to vote. So go into the link below where it says voting link. Click on that. Simply fill out the form that asks us for your mother's maiden name, your first dog's name, and where you went to elementary school. And then once we have all of that and your bank information, you can vote for whichever one of these two people you want, and really manipulate the market, as they say. And while people are voting, let's do another trivia question. And this one I could ask of Connor McGrath.
Hello.
And of course, everybody knows that Whitney Houston had covered a different arrangement or whatever of "I Will Always Love You" from The Bodyguard, but also that song was not originally supposed to be the one that they were using for The Bodyguard. They were going to use "What Becomes of the Brokenhearted," but then they found out that it was going to be used in Fried Green Tomatoes, and they said, "Nope, we're going to do a different song." And that's how "I Will Always Love You" came to be the smash hit that it was. 14 weeks at the top of the charts. So our trivia question, though, for Connor is it's a pretty simple one. It is simply, how tall is Dolly Parton? And your options are 4.5 feet, 5 feet, 5'9", or 7 feet tall.
Well, I don't think she's the height of an NBA center unless the size of her heels. I think she's a 5 foot flat out of the options. 5'0". Was that one of the options?
That was one of the options. Yeah.
Yeah.
Final answer?
Yes, that's my final answer. I don't think she's 4.5 feet. I think she's 5 foot.
Yeah, you are correct. She is 5 feet tall, which is
pretty short.
Yeah, that's a short stature.
She's not a dwarf, though.
She's what?
Not a dwarf. She's not an NBA center. She's not a dwarf, but she's closer to the dwarf than the NBA center.
Yeah, she's not. Well, yeah, I mean, 7 feet tall, that's 2 feet away. So I would say so. All right, our results are in from that last debate, and our winner is Chloe Cunha. So Chloe is heading into the final matchup here versus Faden Jones, and it will be up to Chloe to decide whether she wants to go first or second here.
I'm just gonna stick with second. I'm not a complicated lady.
Okay, so Vaden, you can pick from movies, quotes, or wild card.
My favorite category of all time is wild card, so let's stick with that.
Okay. So your question is, what gives you a warmer feeling? Knowing that Dolly helped provide $1,000 a month to hundreds of families that were displaced by wildfires in Tennessee, or the fact that she contributed money to vaccine research for COVID?
It's definitely the vaccine research, because I know the people of Tennessee were very hard up, but what she did to help with vaccines is help the entire world and not just one state. And the more Dolly can be integrated in any way into the rest of the world, I personally would love to have a Dolly vaccine. I feel like it would immunize me from a lot more than just COVID. It would I would be immune from sadness forever, and that's just spreading more joy and positivity again in a broader spectrum to the world and not just Tennessee. She's done plenty for Tennessee already.
These are good points, but listen, the famous dictum, as they say, is think globally and act locally, which is why I personally spend every weekend fishing, dead animals from the Charles River personally. But anyway, this isn't about me. I think it's really rad that she was like, Tennessee, let's give them money, because basically what she's doing is UBI, kind of, after a natural disaster. And let's be real, we're all going to be facing natural disasters really soon because global warming and all that stuff, mega hurricanes, tsunamis of dead penguins. It's all going to happen. It's going to be like a real vortex. And, when that happens, everybody in Tennessee is going to be like, well, it was pretty rad when we got $1,000, a week. Like, maybe we should do that on a bigger scale. And then I don't know what that voice was. And then someone from Tennessee is going to become the president, because then they're going to be like, well, it worked for me because Dolly Parton helped me out. And everybody's going to be like, hey, Dolly Parton helped that dude out. Dolly Parton's cool.
Yes, we all will be faced with natural disasters in the ensuing Armageddon. But you know what's worse than just a tsunami? A tsunami of infected COVID patients, which she did help prevent. She's helping the curve. You're flattening the curve, and that just helps all of us. So, sorry, Tennessee, but also you're welcome, Tennessee, as well as everybody.
Okay, so back to my alternate history. So this president from Tennessee, he's gonna be running for president. Everybody's gonna be like, oh, that's the dude that Dolly helped out. There's more than one dude, but he becomes the dude. And then he's like, you know what, UBI for everybody, and I'm gonna, put a giant laser to fire at the sun so it heats us up more. It's the science is there. It's definitely there. I saw it in a movie, I think. And it's gonna be great. So, like, yeah, the vaccine's important, but it was already being developed by like 4 gajillion other people.
All right, a lot of good points here. I was happy to see it. I was also happy to see Chloe's Tennessee accent come out there for a little bit. And you know what a Tennessee accent sounds like? It's like what Sarah talks like. She was born and raised in Tennessee, so just mimic her when you want to. You know how?
See, I can't sing and I can't do accents, so I don't know what's happening.
I got ya. Hey, a lot of great points, but I can't decide, so you're gonna have to vote. Go into the link right below this video on YouTube and vote for your favorite here, whether it is Chloe or Vaden. And while people are voting, let's. Sarah says she was not born in Tennessee. She was probably born in California or something like that. But it's not important. I didn't know her when she was born. All right.
Don't know how old your baby is.
She was born in California, but her parents are from. Well,
don't know what your baby is. Don't know where your wife is born.
Listen. I think I know where my wife was born, and it's somewhere west of Massachusetts.
There you go.
Doing great. You're doing great.
I'm getting a real hard time in the comments right now. All right. Vote. Every vote counts. If you want to make a change in the world, you got to vote. And I think we learned that recently. Now that we've elected Joe Biden, obviously all of our problems are solved. And oh God, okay,
done.
Yeah, everything's perfect now. So vote. And while people are voting, I got 2 trivia questions left, so I might as well ask both of them. And I think the first one I'd like to ask Christy if if you know the answer to this one. So,
My
Christy,
redemption. Here I come.
yeah, little shot at redemption here. Okay, so which of these instruments, which of these is not listed as an instrument used to record the song 9 to 5? And your options are, so this is not listed as an instrument
I
used.
got it, Sean.
A, guitar, B, drums, C, banjo, or D, acrylic nails.
Okay, no nails was, so I'm down to 3. Can I phone a friend?
Sure. If you have any friends that
Can I
know
ask
this.
the host?
I can tell you the answer, but you're down to
no.
3. You got a 1 in 3 chance anyway.
I got
You
a
know
1
that-
in 3. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with drums.
Sorry,
don't
that
tell
is
me I'm
incorrect. There were drums in the song 9 to 5. The correct answer is banjo. There was no banjo in
All right.
9 to 5.
Well, I do take solace in the fact that I know where my spouse was born. So
Where were they born?
my spouse
Yeah.
in Warsaw, Poland. Crack a fuck.
Nice try, Christy. I mean, you knew Poland, like you knew the country. I also knew the country Sarah was in.
I'm going with Warsaw. Let me check with my husband. Is that right? Where were you born? Warsaw? Yes, I was right.
Oh, okay. Although I would say that probably people in Tennessee and California would be fine if they were different countries, but a lot of people would probably be like, okay, that's fine. But we have one more trivia question left. So this one I would ask of Jer Palapple. So Jer, your question is, how many times has Dolly been married? And your options are A, never, B, once, C, 3 times, or D, 8 times.
3 times, I'm going to go with.
The correct answer is once. She's been married to the same man for 54 years.
Wow.
I knew that weird.
I knew that one.
Yeah.
And apparently he doesn't like her music. He's like not a fan.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, she does her thing.
Yeah.
I hang out with the banker Jolene.
That's her Stedman.
Carl Thomas Dean. That's just once. Pretty good.
I thought like I said on the podcast.
Oh,
Redemption.
okay. I thought somebody was talking into to tell us something. But let's see how people voted and who's gonna be our winner for this week. And Christy, I should say the one that I asked you about the acrylic nails being like listed as one of the instruments on that was what I thought was like the answer somebody would get wrong. Like I thought somebody would be like, obviously it's not nails.
That's how she developed the song. That's what I learned from my documentary.
Yeah. But anyway, so I mean, you got that part right. And the results are in here. And in a close one, our winner tonight is Vaden Jones.
Yay.
I still think my future Tennessee politician is gonna rock the world, but only time will tell.
That's definitely a much larger victory.
Yeah. All right. So thanks everybody for debating and doing the trivia and everything tonight. And sorry, my questions aren't quite as good as May's. So hopefully May Keith will be back with us at some point in the future. And thanks for everybody that was watching and voting on YouTube. And thank you for all of the bank account information. I'm going to buy a lot of GameStop stock tonight. And we'll be back next week, next Friday, although I don't know what we're going to talk about yet, but we'll be back. And you can also listen to the podcast online. We've actually put up like 3 new episodes, even though we don't have a live show anymore. If you want to hear me and my wife, who I don't know where she was born, talk, then tune into that. Maybe we'll talk about that next time. All right. Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Right.
Night.
Mm.
Thanks, Sean.